is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We got a Battle Report GT video series coming up for you guys. This is going to be the first part of the series. We're going to go over the list, what we liked, didn't like, and how we would improve in the tournament setting. There was a lot that we learned from running LVO this year, especially with Death Guard and the current meta. A lot has changed since Nova and LSO. So we're going to get into everything in this video that you guys need to know. This is going to be a 5-part series. One of our games was actually streamed on Wargames Live with Joe. So you guys can head over there and check that out on day 1. That was our 3rd game. But we're going to go over 5 video series with this for LVO. Just kind of go over a recap series. But there's going to be the list review, so that way you guys, if you guys want, you can fast forward to the actual game. But it's going to be the beginning of every video, so you guys can kind of like see what we did, what we can improve on, and stuff like that. So let's get into the list. We got, that's the overlay. Let's go over the display. So with our list, we didn't change it up from the last Nova that we won. It came in 3rd place at Nova Open, which was awesome to see. That was with Challenger cards. Challenger cards went away. Points across the board kind of went up since Nova. And this was the 2nd GT that I was in that had the points increased, but a lot of people kind of see Death Guard now for where it is. So a lot of people have more experience with it. They know how to kind of like counter it and screen out for the Death Shroud specifically. So let's get into the list that we ran. So this was, again, it's kind of the same exact list that we did at Nova. Nova, we did change up the Plague Marines prior, so we took out the Plague Marines, and for Nova we added 2 Mythic Blade Haulers, and that performed really well. I actually fell in love with the Mythic Blade Haulers after Nova, so we kept them in the list. I didn't have a ton of practice going into LVO with life and vacation, all that stuff, but with this we kind of kept everything the same. It's Virulent Victorum, which is the -1 damage, sticky objective. Anything you have sticky objectives in your detachment rules is key. When you're playing Death Guard, the only 2 detachments are this one and the Demon Ally one. So there's the only 2 ways to get sticky objectives, and I think the Demon Ally one we might be switching towards Worlds, because we have to practice for Worlds coming up in November. So a lot of this preparation the next couple of weeks is going to be finishing off the series or the season with Death Guard to try and keep or stay at that #1 spot for Death Guard. That is the goal this year for the Dirtbag Nation, and that's what we're trying to get to. So, first off, we have the Demon Prince of Nurgle. This guy should be in every single list besides the Demon Detachment list. The Demon Detachment list, there's no Death Guard stratagems besides 1. So, him using his free strat like every single turn is going to be really tricky, because it's only 1 strat that you can be using his free strat on. So, you don't really need him in that list. But this list, you can use it for everything. So, in this list, he's basically a mini Morty. He's got the Revolting Regeneration, which is the 5-up Feel No Pain. So he's a 2-up, 4-up, 5-up Feel No Pain. Toughness 12 for some reason. He's got Lone Up within 3 inches of infantry unit, so he can kind of camp objectives or be super cautious the first couple turns. And he actually hits like a truck. 7 attacks, 7-2-3, and then 14 attacks sweep AP1, which is pretty sick. 2 Lord of Contagions. We took out the enhancements right before Nova because we had to reduce points. So these guys are just basic Lord of Contagions. They get back up on a 2+. They give sustain and lethal to the unit. So they are really hard hitting and buff up the unit so much. So we have 2 units of them. We have Mortarion. Mortarion is probably going to be out after this series. So he was super fun while he lasted. Now with the current meta and kind of going in for turn 2, we're going to have to try and veer away from Mortarion. I know he's a bully and a beat stick, but if you can block the deep strikes for the Death Shroud and you can have really high shooting tanks, I can't bring him out till turn 2 or turn 3 anyway. So we're going to start testing without our Mortarion. But in this list, the Mortarion is basically made to be turn 2, here's my whole army, can you deal with it? And if you can't, I win. If you don't, if you can, it's going to be a slow grind. If you can't, then I basically win by turn 3. Then we have the Tallyman. That extra CP comes in clutch a lot of the times. There's a lot of good strats that we have in this attachment, and there's a 2 CP strat. There's two CP strats. There's one to extend the range of the Contagion, which comes in every once in a while, and then the -1 damage, which happens any phase. So you're going to be spending a lot of CP. So having Tallyman in the list blocks out the backfield, make it sticky, move back, block out 9 inches. That's kind of his whole goal every single turn. 2 spawn. Once I added 2 spawn, it's hard to make a list without 2 spawn. I think the scout 6, you can have 1 kind of on the bottom objective, so that way they can scout and try and get that tempting target turn 1, or you could have 1 in the center, so that way they could be your turn 1 area denial, cleanse, locust, all that stuff. So 2 spawn, having 2 options kind of spread out and not care if 1 dies, you still have another one to spread contagion. Super clutch. Having 1 every single list, key, but having 2 is just really, really good. 2 Death Shroud, led by the 2 Lord of Contagions, so they're still like really good in every list, but they're expensive. They're 280 points now. They went up, what, 40 points? So 20 here, 20 for Lord of Contagion. So them being really expensive, they have to get their points back. So if you're screening out with like a 70 to 90 point unit, they're doing their job by screening you out, and now you have to wait or have units to kill that screen, which again is what we learned throughout LVO. But they're really expensive now. Again, they're still really good. It's just this list specifically, I have to take out kind of Mortarion to add other units to kind of kill the screens so the Death Shroud can come down. So that's what we'll talk about at the end of the series. But we have 2 heavy blight launchers. They're still, 36-inch range, 10-2-3, D6 plus 2 blast, really good shots. 2 of the mythic blight haulers, again, anti-killing tank vehicles. They're so freaking good. +1 hit, +1 wound. And then the boxwalker. So 3 units of 10 boxwalkers. 1 to screen out your home field, 1 in the top left corner, and 1 in the center. That's basically how you're going to be deploying almost every single game. So that is the list. Nothing really changed since Nova, but a lot is going to change after this this LVO. So that's the list, guys. We'll get into the sponsors really quick, and then we'll get into the LVO game 1 through game 6 for you guys. All right, guys, this is Theodore, but this is game 2 of day 1 LVO. We got our boy who we played at Nova, I think 2 years ago. He was running his Tau, and we were playing Grey Knights. And ever since then, I've always seen him at all the events. So super cool dude, army guy. He's running kind of like the standard Eldar build. So if we haven't played this list, I think four times now, we would have no idea what the fuck it does, but it is super scary. We played Folger at Nova, which is like one of our only losses. So going from Folger, like one of the best players in the entire world, every other Eldar player, like they have a big shoes to fill, right? So this list was kind of nuts. Standard Eldar list. He's got the Fire Dragons in the 1 vehicle. The where the fuck is the big gun, guys? The Morgan Raw with his big ass gun, other dudes, Night Reapers, whatever the fuck they're called, they're in the other vehicle. Both of them can get out, shoot, and then get back in, which is nuts. It's got 3x5 warp spiders, 3x5 jump pack bird dudes. He's got the character that goes with the warp spiders. He's got Jane Czar with the banshees right here. What the fuck? Okay. Jane Czar with the banshees right there. He's got a unit of rangers. He's got a unit of scorpions, which is new. I don't think that was in the other list. And then a unit of the Avengers, and then the dude that gives you the CP. And that is the standard Eldar list. Super quick, super fast, hits hard, and really good at killing infantry. And again, day 1 layout is layout 1 every single time, and the hammer and anvil, so it's going sideways on each map. So for this game, we are playing Supply Drop. Supply Drop, one of the very few games that I like playing. It's really tough. Like if you're going second, it's really hard to counter somebody going second in Supply Drop. It's where one of these 2 objectives goes away on turn 3, on turn 4, and then one of them goes away on turn 5. So we rolled it off after deployment. This one's going away first, and this one is going away second. And then the center one never goes away. Before, it was all random, but now the center is always there, so we're all fighting over the center. So for deployment, he puts his one tank right here with the fire dragons, the other guy, Raul, up here. He's got the Howling Banshees, the spider dude, the guys blocking out the backfield, jump pack, warp spiders, scorpions, and then the infiltrating rangers right here. So I couldn't really put anything on the points up this way. My goal would have been to put like one guy here and then the rest up here and then within 5 inches up here. But instead I had to commit down this this side down here. And then once he put those guys down here, I put these guys down here to be 9 inches away from here so these guys couldn't scout. So yeah, we moved these guys up so I can potentially make this thing sticky. I don't know if I couldn't get in the center objective, or else I would have, to try and make too sticky, but he won the roll off. Everything else we put scouting dudes right on the line here, scouting dudes right on the line here, the Demon Prince within 3 inches of these guys back here, one long bloat drone up here, the other long bloat drone up here, 2 of the Blight Haulers are on the table. So I need to put as much on the table as possible because we have Morty in Deep Strike. That's what we learned against Folger at the first match, is Morty being, I mean, layout 1 would have been a little bit different, but Morty getting pot shots on layout 6 and 4, he would have just got destroyed. So I think layout 1, he kind of just sits right there until I'm ready to commit, but you can stay away from Morty most of the time with Eldar. So that's what I learned against the first Eldar players. I always want to commit Morty via Deep Strike. So we have 2 Lord of Contagions with Death Shroud and Morty off the table. Everything else is on the table to try and get as much points as possible. So, layout this turn 1. So Death Guard gets turn 1. We get a pretty good turn 1 start. So we get Area Denial and a Tempting Target. Why we put our spawn in 2 separate directions, one spawn going this way, one spawn going this way, is in case we get Tempting Target. So you always want to kind of like spread out, because Tempting Target is such a key secondary now. It's 5 points. So especially if you go first, if you don't set yourself up for success on turn 1, you're going to lose out on easy 5 points, because most of the time they're not going to have people on the objectives on turn 1. So if you have any scouts, infiltrators, anything like that, you want to try and always hold at least, or get to 3 objectives on turn 1. I know sometimes it's hard, but if you can, that's going to be the goal. And 2 spawn units make it so much easier, because they're scout 6 and then speed 8. So I had this one pretty easily. If he picked that one, I could get to the center if he picked that one. And up top, like I said, I have this spawn to try and get that Tempting Target. And then Area Denial, we have to fight for the center, which he has just a unit of Rangers right here. So if I can kill the Rangers, that gives me 10 points on turn 1, which is huge. So we get that. We commit these guys. So these guys scooch up from here. They move up 5. I want to get the charge off on the Rangers, so that way if I do, I can try and tag this vehicle right here. So anytime you're going a charge, like a slingshot like this, you always want to explain it to your opponent what your intent is to do, to try and explain to him what you're trying to do. So the goal here is when I make that charge, I'm going to stay outside 6 inches of these scorpions so they can't countercharge. So when I charge, here's an example. I charge from here, scooch up 5. These guys again are making the charge. So I charge diagonal this way. So that way I'm outside 6 inches of these guys. And then when you pile in, you have to pile in towards the closest enemy unit, which now is the vehicle right here. So I pile in 3 inches, which again, you can't countercharge because we're already in the pile-in step. And then after the fight phase, I'm able to consolidate towards the closest enemy unit, which is going to be this vehicle right here. So I went from all the way over here, right, turn 1 deployment, this guy, moves up 5, charges like 11, pile in, consolidate to tag this vehicle 1 inch away. And that's kind of what we did here. So that was the intent, and an intent worked because now his guys inside can't fly up, you know, fall back super far away, get out and shoot, you know, whatever. These guys inside can get out first, but that kind of limits the movement a lot. So that's why I try to do this, is I try to tag this thing as soon as possible. Up here, this thing is right there, ready to move out. These guys run up here to kind of just hopefully be somewhat protected behind this little ruin. This guy stages for next turn if in case he brings these vehicles out. This guy, same thing. He got a pot shot going down here, took this tank down to 7, and then after hitting it, he's able to move, which I don't think he did. Right, he's right there. He might have moved up 1 inch. I'm not sure. I don't know if he moved there. And then this guy ran up to this point to stage. So I know he can shoot all the way down here, which which is exactly what he did. But I don't know if I should have committed this guy. He probably should have just waited back right here until something committed on the point, and then I can move up. But he stays right there in case he doesn't commit that way, and then I can just fucking fly over 10 inches and do something to over here. But this was a little bait. This definitely baited him out up top here. So this guy scooches up on his turn. This is what happened here. Ready? I'll explain this in a little bit. But look where the tank ended, right? So the tank is right there. He moves up this thing to get line of sight to my Mythic Blade Hauler down here. So if this tank shoots me, the guys inside get full rerolls to wound. So that definitely helps killing vehicles. So he blows up this tank pretty easily with Magen Ra and his unit. These guys get out, and what happens up here is on my turn, I deep struck because there's nothing on the point here. So these guys got out and they got back in. So my spawn that were on the other side here was able to move up and get all these guys in contagion. So I had the spiders, which are 1 inch away from the wall, in contagion, this tank, everything. So I can now deep strike this vehicle right here. So these guys come down outside 6 away from this guy and these guys. If I do shoot this thing, which I committed my Mythic Blade Hauler to do, Mythic Blade Hauler moves up, shoots it, takes it down to 2 wounds. He then doesn't do the movement to get it, super far away, because if he wastes the CP and rolls a 1 or 2, I make it anyway, because I charge diagonal, get these guys in combat, slingshot, and get this thing in combat. So I charge the spawn right into the tank. I think in the spiders. So charge the spawn into the tank and the spiders. The spawn both attack the tank because he only has 2 wounds left. These guys charge in the tank, so that way if the spawn can kill the tank, I can then pile on the guys inside and just murder their guys inside. So I leave a little space for the guys to get out right here, because the spawn being here, I don't think you can get all 6 guys out. You might be able to, but whatever guys you get out right there, they'd all have to kind of like fit right here, here, and right there. So that way these guys can then pile in base to base, and then these 2 guys can get combat on there. But spawn failed to kill the fucking tank. So that's where this fucking image comes from. That's me flipping off the spawn by not killing the 2 wound tank. I think I wounded him 3 times, 3 AP 1, makes all 3 4-ups. So all 3 4-ups get made, so the death shroud have to finish off the tank. So when the tank dies, I don't know if it blew up or not, but tank dies, these guys get out, and then I pile into these guys. Now these guys are stuck in combat. The spawn, though, did get munched by this character right here. Jazar did not countercharge, because I think she was going to kind of help out going this way. But this guy's all that's left after mortal wounds. So after he hits me, I do mortal wounds back. So after the mortal wounds were back, 1 exploded. So then I kill I don't know, 4. I basically killed the whole unit with just the spawn and the explosion. It's kind of busted. So I killed the whole unit here, and all that's left is this character, which was dumb. Over here, the second Death Shroud unit. I'm going to try and kill this thing right here. So let's go back to this. This thing scooches back a little bit. The guys are inside. We come down outside 6 inches of these guys and the scorpions. This thing scooches up. He did blow up my Mythic Blade Hauler. He rapid ingressed these guys, or these guys. One of them rapided. I think these guys rapided. Yeah, so I want the Death Shroud to keep these guys in charge range. So that way if I charge in... Oh, okay, that's where it was. So the Striking Scorpions were there. These Striking Scorpions moved up, cleared off the Poxwalkers. I think the spawn got shot by the Meltas. This thing scooched up. All the guys got out, shot the Meltas in the spawn, murdered the spawn, got back in the vehicle. So he came down 6 inches away from the vehicle and the Striking Scorpions. Once I shot this thing, I think it flew back to get away. Yeah, and then that takes me further away from the charge. So when I charged striking scorpions, I couldn't get 4 inches away from anything else, so I try to pile backwards onto the objective to stay off of the terrain feature here. So he's got to basically move out this way to threaten these guys. And now again, Morty's still not on the table because I want to try and rapid them or rapid him. So on my turn 2, this was my turn 2. So I couldn't bring down Morty because I had to get these guys out of the vehicles. So after my pretty good turn 2, it's now his turn to try and slap back. All I have left are these 2 Death Shroud kind of like in the center with a couple vehicles left. So he's going to now commit all of his big melted guys into trying killing this vehicle, and then all of this melee guys to try and kill this. So that's where I bring in Morty. So Morty rapid ingresses down here behind this cover because all the melted guys are right here. So if I move up this thing going this way and the tank's here, I can potentially blow up the tank, charge the guys inside, or blow up the tank and shoot the guys inside to just try and whittle down everything here. So after he failed to kill most of this Death Shroud, there's still 3 Death Shroud with Lord of Contagion. These guys got murdered by the chick over here. All 3 characters are still alive. I have 1 Death Shroud left with the Lord of Contagion. Demon Prince got blasted. I think Demon Prince got shot by the Meltas. So the Demon Prince lived through the Meltas, and then he shot the other Meltas up here. That's probably what happened. So this Death Shroud didn't really get touched. Up here, he put both units of 5-man of the Hawks into me to try and blow up this vehicle. He takes it down to like 1 with all of his grenades, shooting, and charging. And then I countercharge. I don't countercharge. This is my turn. So I move up and just get 10 bodies on the point because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 OBSEC on the point. This guy is battle shocked. So on his turn, even if this guy doesn't battle shock, I'm still holding the point with 10. So that stops his primary right there. In the back, he still has spiders, big 10-man character, and that's about it. So yeah, we still have Morty, which finished off this full unit. We charged Demon Prince in, we charged the Death Shroud in. So this guy dies and then gets back up. And after we control the center, Morty can then just go off and do whatever the fuck he wants because we killed his target that can kill him. Once you kill the Meltas, there's really not a lot that the Eldar can do to take out Morty. So now Morty's free to go off and do whatever he wants. So that's what he does down here, is he starts moving down south to try and pick off the rest of these guys to try and keep this objective, because it goes away on turn 4 or turn 5. So I want to try and get points on turn 4. These guys trying to steal the home field or kill the Tallyman. We clear off all the characters here. All he has left is this character and these guys back here. I have my solo Lord of Contagion up here because we finished off a bunch of dudes up here with grenades and charges and some shots. So shots, grenade, charge, kill. But we don't really have a ton, like we have a lot of points left, but it's really just 1, 2, 3, 4 units left. And obviously the guys in the back. But the end of the game, after this, we kind of called it because there's not a lot that he can do on secondaries. And obviously, he's not going to steal the center because I have my Demon Prince, a full unit of Death Shroud with Flamers, and there's nothing for him to really get to. Like, the Hawks could go there, but they'll probably just get Flamered. Yeah, they're not going to out-OC me in the center. So, final score. 87-29. Again, Death Guard going first. We get whopping 10 points in the center on turn 1. Talk wants to get down. All right, so 10 points round 1 for secondaries. We get 5 round 2, 7, 9, and 8. So 39 out of 40 for secondaries. Our primary, we only held 1 objectives in No Man's Land. Then we had 2 objectives in No Man's Land, and then we only held 1 on turn 4, and then we held the center on turn 5. So luckily, going first, if you can either clear out most of the chaff by turn 5 or put most of your army in the center by turn 5, that's really the goal for supply drop. For him, we kept him to a 0 for primary. On turn 1, he couldn't get anything on the points after my turn. On turn 2, same thing, he couldn't really get anything on the points on turn 2. Turn 3, this is where we're at. So again, I ran all my Poxwalkers up here to try and stop him from scoring. And then turn 4, and then turn 5. So we try to stop him. Again, him going second, huge clutch on his side, but 0 out of 50. And then turn 1, didn't have good action, sabotage, recover assets. Don't know why he couldn't recover. He definitely could have recovered. He could have, like, done it with... No, he has to be out of his deployment zone. So he needs basically everything to do something. That stinks. No, he probably could have got the Scorpions. Oh, Scorpions maybe could have had it been 1 inch from the wall, which he didn't want. So yeah, that's tough. So turn 1, he gets 2 objectives, which has to do with actions. Recover assets and sabotage. And then turn 2, extend marked for death, which obviously I pick like Morty, or I pick guys in the back, Tallyman, and the other Poxwalkers in the back. And then display of might, overwhelming force, he gets pretty good turn there. 3 for behind enemy lines, and then no prisoners and engage in all fronts for 4 at the end. So just really tough matchup, especially with me getting a bunch of reps with Aeldari. So just a tough matchup, Death Guard, with this deployment. And me keeping Morty, which is really his key target, off the table. So like I said, big learning lesson from the first time we played Folger with this is Morty has to be off the table to get the most out of him, to try and come down either rapid, move up, do his mortals, shoot, and charge the guys inside the vehicle. Because if he reactive moves, I can reactive move as well. So let's say I move up within like 3 or 4 inches of the vehicle. So I come down 9, I can move up 10, probably be within 3 or 4 inches of the vehicle. If the vehicle rolls a 1 through 4, I can then reactive 5 more to get closer to the vehicle to try and shoot and charge and murder the guys inside. Because I don't think he can fall back and shoot. Maybe, I'm not sure, but if he could fall back and shoot, that's good. But if he can't, you basically just tie up the melted guys, and then they can't do anything for 1 turn. So all in all, great game. I think the biggest thing that we talked about at the end of this game was this move right here. The vehicle probably could have like stayed back. The warp spiders could have screened out, or at least moved up to this objective and kill this spawn. Where was the other warp spiders? So warp spider there. So I think 1 warp spider in the center here. The other warp spider up there. So you have 1 warp spider that can go either that way, or the center. The other warp spiders can go that way, and then these warp spiders can go that way. So I think the 1 unit warp spider is going here to stop my turn 1 screens, like here. So these warp spiders move up, shoot these guys, take them off the point, stop me from getting 5 points turn 2, and then that screens out my Death Shroud. So these warp spiders here stops these guys from getting to this tank, so then I can't charge it. So me getting in combat with this tank on turn 2 kind of did the game for him, is what he said. And then this thing committing to kill the spawn definitely was a lot. So I think if you move up and just barely see the spawn with the Meltas, this thing could be back further, because all you have to do is move and be within 3 inches of the vehicle to get back in. So you're going to be able to move, 5, 8, 9 inches back, and then get back into the vehicle pretty far away. So that was the 2 big differences, is the vehicle placements with his guys to let me charge and shoot his vehicles to get the guys inside. That was the biggest misplace. And obviously the deployment, 1 warp spider there to kind of launch out and screen, because I'm going second. I'm going first. So if you could screen bottom of 1, I can't bring my Death Shroud in to do what they really want to do. So that was the big misplace. So hopefully you guys learned from that. Aeldari definitely a really bad matchup for Death Guard. They have all the tricks and stuff to screen out and stop us from doing what we want to do. And they hit hard as fuck. So 87-29, again, awesome opponent, great dude. Again, I see him all over the place. So can't wait to see him again. But yeah, great game. Game 3. I don't know if we're going to do a video on it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see a video recap of probably one of the worst games. The guy got a yellow card on stream. So if you guys want to check out that game, I'll leave it in the link below. Oh god, it was so bad. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys want that video or don't even care about that video. But we're gonna get into the next video of this series, which is gonna be game 4, day 2, game 4 against Orcs. Orcs is going to be such an awesome game. There's Keeble. This banner would be fucking awesome in my house. So cool. Such a cool banner. And then there's a sister banner right there. How big the fucking thing was. It's ginormous. But yeah, Orcs. Awesome, dude. Day 2, game 1. That's going to be a fun game to talk about. All right, gents, thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys want to support the channel, go over some coaching options. Wait towards the end of the video. We'll go over all of this merch and the Patreon. But guys, I appreciate it, and let's go Dirtbag Nation. All right, guys, like I said, thanks for sticking towards the end. This is all of the merch. We have some options too. You guys can message me one-on-one on Discord if you guys are interested in any of these. We have some proxies that you guys have access to play in the game. We have the Cypher, which is badass. We have the Tech Priest, which usually has Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian. We have the Phobos Lieutenant with Combi Weapon. We have the Caldus Assassin, which is one of the best prints we have. The old school Codias, and now the new Lord of Contagion. You can't get this model anywhere unless you buy some really expensive thing, but the Lord of Contagion, awesome print. That is up for sale as well. The poker chips are great for sticky objectives. Those are coming in packs of 5. Then any of these stickers, usually we throw those in for really high orders, but if you guys want some stickers, you guys can get those as well. Now these widgets, that use them every single game. It's the 6-inch, 4-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch widgets. We are having a special on those. They're only $10. We do have upgraded ones as well with the black 40k Dirtbags logo. So if you guys are interested in any of those, message me. And then lastly, we just updated Rexar Laser's website. They do have laser lines. These are so rare in our community. It's crazy. And the ones that FLG have, they just die so fast. These are so strong. You can see them from across the room. They're insane, but Rexar Lasers are doing the Dirtbags logo on them because they are awesome sponsors of the channel. So head over to them in the description below. And they also have terrain pieces as well, which is if you use the code word Dirtbags in the checkout, you get free shipping on anything over $50. And now my favorite part of it is the merch store that we had set up for about a year now. It's doing very well. I love seeing these at tournaments. I love when you guys come up to me and you have the Dirtbag merch on. This is always updating. So if you guys don't have something, message me. We can always put a new logo up of something that you guys want to purchase. But we just upgraded a couple of the new Chaos stuff on here. But check out, like, they just look so cool. The red, white, and blue logos. They're on hats. They're on shirts. We have a bunch of different options and armies for you guys. You have the little Nurgling logo, which is sick. There's mugs, coffee mugs, which you can fit your whole hand in there, which is super clutch, and a bunch of the 40k Dirtbag logos as well. But like I said, if any stuff you want on here, message me. But this stuff is in the description below in all my videos. This is how you support us and rep the Dirtbags at your local tournaments. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to have unlimited
questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get if you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons. You guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.